Hi everybody, my name is Diane and I am a missionary in Walkerville, South Africa, which is about 20 miles south of Johannesburg. Basically what I do is I work at Bosco Youth Center. I'm a Salesian lay missioner, so it's a Salesian place. The Salesians are a Catholic order that works mainly with youth. And at the youth center, it's a retreat center, so we get all kinds of groups that come in and want different kinds of retreats run. So we run leadership retreats, we run confirmation preparation, First Eucharist preparation, any retreat basically that a group could want. One of our most popular retreats, though, is called the Love Matters Retreat. As many of you may know, there is a huge AIDS pandemic in Africa, especially in South Africa. 33% of girls, teenage girls in South Africa, are infected with HIV/AIDS. So it's a big problem, obviously, and 13% of boys. Girls are more vulnerable, so that's why the girls' number is higher. So what the Love Matters program tries to do is it's a 5-day retreat in which we talk about, it's a sexual education program. So we teach them some of the basic things that you might learn in health class or biology class about how their bodies work, but we also talk about some of the ramifications of having sex before marriage. We talk about all kinds of topics, things that, maybe they had questions about but they didn't feel comfortable talking to their parents about. It's really something that I wish that we had in the United States as well, because it's a wonderful program. So we talk about contraceptives and masturbation and all kinds of things. And we talk about STDs, STIs, abortion, anything these kids want to know about, and we let them ask any questions we want. Any questions that they want to, and we don't try to tell them what decision to make, but try to let them take in the information that we have to offer and make their own decision for what they decide is best for their future. But that program has been very successful in providing kids with information that maybe they don't get, or, countering the information that they get from MTV or other television shows. So that's pretty much the work that I do at the center. My job also includes taking care of things around the retreat center. When we don't have groups, we'll clean up the basketball courts or paint things, or maintenance jobs, or prepare materials for upcoming retreats. But a lot of the time, we're busy running retreats. It can be exhausting at times because our retreat days start at 7 a.m. and they go till 11 p.m. and that's only when we're working with the kids. So sometimes we have to get stuff ready for the next day too, and we need to have a little bit of our own free time. The hardest part is when we have Love Matters during the week, so that's 5 days, Monday through Friday, and then they'll leave by 2 p.m. on Friday, and by 5 p.m. on Friday we have a weekend group that comes in from Friday to Sunday. So, there's no such thing as a typical day at Bosco. We have our scheduled retreats, but, they're long days, and we teach them all kinds of things. Okay, so some of you asked how I wound up becoming a missionary and how I wound up in South Africa. Really, foreign mission work was not something that I wanted to do, but the summer before I finished college, I really felt that God was calling me to something. I got this song that was just stuck in my head. I listened to it for hours, over and over again, for a few days. It was Jars of Clay song called Oh My God, and I couldn't figure out why this song was stuck in my head for so long. And so finally I really started listening to the words, and I watched the music video online, and I realized wow, I really am feeling drawn to going out and to serving in the foreign missions. And it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I didn't really want to be that far away from all of my family and all of my friends for a year, maybe more. And so I fought it for a while. I didn't want to give in, and it was like every time I would listen to the radio or I'd be talking to someone, it's like there was something there that said, no, you should go abroad, you should go work in the foreign missions. And so finally I was like, fine, I'll look into it, and I searched on the internet, and the Salesian lay missioners popped up. And I'd never heard of the Salesians before, But I started doing some research on them and just found that they worked with youth, which I really wanted to do because I love working with teenagers. And they worked, their philosophies were just something that I totally agreed with. And so, I emailed the director of the program, and everything just started working out. The other programs that I applied to, I didn't get into, and I really just saw that as a sign that this is really what I'm meant to do. As far as how I wound up in South Africa, the Salesian Lay Missioners send to a bunch of different sites. And they were thinking of sending me either to Sudan or to South Africa, because I didn't speak Spanish, so I couldn't go to some of the Latin American countries. But Sudan, it was a teaching opportunity. A lot of the places are teaching, and teaching is just not something that I could see myself doing, and so they had never sent anyone to South Africa before, but they had this location, and it was a retreat center, and I've always loved leading and working on retreats, and so it was a perfect opportunity for me to go and for me to prepare to work in youth ministry. And so God just sort of made everything work out, honestly, so that I wound up down here, and so I really think that it wasn't my decision to wind up in South Africa, but it was me allowing, my talents and my God-given gifts to come down here. Someone asked, why I would go off and work in South Africa when there's so many problems here in the United States. And I agree, there are a lot of things that need to be done in the United States, but there are things that need to be done everywhere. And I think that each person has, talents and gifts that help them to succeed in different places. And so, the place that I'm at in my life, I'm able to go abroad. I've traveled before, and I have some of the skills that they really needed down in South Africa. And so it was the perfect opportunity for someone like me to go there, whereas someone who has different skills or different abilities or different past experiences might be able to serve a lot better in the United States. So I think that, we each have our own gifts that allow us to serve in different places.